So what's the latest with the investigation into the former president's handling of classified documents? Well, we'll get to that right now. It's typically on Wednesday at this time, the tail end of the council roundup, but there was no Springfield City Council meeting last night, so no council roundup today. But the council roundup is brought to you by Head West Subs. When you want a great sub, you've got to Head West. Their downtown location open for lunch. It's also open for lunch on Saturdays. Don't forget about delivery, Head West Subs. So, opportunity for you to sound off this morning at 217-629-7970. Your thoughts about the latest twists and turns in the investigation of former President Donald Trump. Again, 217-629-7970. The latest is the president filed a motion to appoint a special master into the case to review the documents that the FBI took from his Mar-a-Lago estate earlier this month. It was pretty wild news to see splashed across all platforms, getting text message updates, getting tweet updates, getting email updates. All of this was pouring through at rapid speed that the FBI had raided the former president's Florida home. And then there were some information coming out from various media sources saying that they were classified documents, even asking questions of were they the nuclear launch codes or things along those lines. And interesting to hear some of the ongoing reaction to all of this, especially from major political figures here in Illinois. But this week, the former president, he filed a motion to appoint a special master to review documents. And the former president posting on Truth Social that they just filed a motion in the U.S. District Court of the Southern District of Florida strongly asserting my rights, including under the Fourth Amendment of our Constitution, regarding the unnecessary, unwarranted, and un-American break-in by dozens of FBI agents and others of my home, Mar-a-Lago, in Palm Beach, Florida. And the statement goes on to say that the break-in, search, and seizure was illegal and unconstitutional, and we are taking actions necessary to get the documents back, which we would have given to them without the necessity of the despicable raid on my home, he said in a statement, so that I can give them to the National Archives until they are required for the future Donald J. Trump Presidential Library and Museum. So that's the statements that the former president made about the motion to appoint a special master. A special master is somebody who comes in is supposed to be completely neutral. Because the allegations here are that, some people are concerned the FBI has been weaponized against Biden's political opponents. It's highly anticipated the former president is going to announce that he's running again in 2024. Not sure what he's waiting for to make that announcement, possibly after the November election or maybe right before the November election. Who knows? But it's fully anticipated he's going to do that, announce he's running. So the idea of having the Department of Justice and the FBI raid a potential political opponent to the sitting president raises substantial questions about whether or not there's political considerations in all of this. So the filing to appoint a special master would bring in a neutral reviewer outside of the DOJ, outside of Donald Trump, to review all of these documents to what might be pertinent to the investigation. And again, the investigation seems to be around the handling of classified documents. So the latest in that is that the former president's been asked by the judge to clarify his motion. And also to provide some detail, according to The Hill, of whether it served the Department of Justice with the lawsuit on the effect of other proceedings moving forward on this. So yesterday, the Department of Justice did indicate they will review and respond, but it's still some moving pieces in all of this. We'll get to U.S. Senator Dick Durbin responding to questions I had about how do you restore trust that some Americans have lost in the Department of Justice and the FBI. But also we'll hear comments from Governor J.B. Pritzker and the Republican that's running for governor here in Illinois that got Trump's endorsement, Darren Bailey. I asked him about this last week as well. But of course, we'll get to your phone calls at 217-629-7970. Good morning.
Good morning, young Gregory. Hey, no, you're talking about, well, the FBI is, the director of the FBI is a Trump appointee.
Sure.
So there's kind of the give and take in that. Nothing goes to the Attorney General except through the director, and he had to sign off on it as well.
And I'm not sure of all of what the DOJ or even the White House knew about this. The DOJ, the Attorney General, says they signed off on it. But what did the White House know about this? What did the archives know about this moving for months ago?
The archives have been trying to get those documents for over a year.
Yeah, and it's a give and take. It's what do you need? Come and check it out, and then we'll give you documents here and there. And apparently that was happening according to the former president. But here we are, just a few months before the November midterm election, and we get this splashed upon us. Hey, I appreciate the call, and the timing of this for some stinks. It smells fishy. And that's why, again, I asked Senator Dick Durbin last week how he, as not just a member, as the chairperson of the U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee, how is he going to help restore trust that some Americans have lost in this process after watching not just most recently the raid on Trump's home, but the years before that of the FBI being found to have fabricated evidence to get a warrant to spy on Trump's campaign in 2016. That happened. An FBI lawyer pleaded guilty to fabricating evidence. That happened. You have the Peter Strzok, Lisa Page stuff about very biased texts and saying that they're never going to allow Trump to be president and so on. And they were part of the investigation. So, the Russia collusion narrative for years being promulgated by the media. So there's a lot of distrust out there. And how is the Senator, Dick Durbin, as chair of the Judiciary Committee, going to help restore that trust? Here's his response to those questions last week when I asked him here in Springfield when he made a stop. So here's Senator Dick Durbin.
No senator is above the law. No member of the House, no former president is above the law. In this circumstance, the search warrant went through an appeal to a federal judge who issued it. The search took place with the president's lawyer on the premises, videotaped. There was an inventory of all the things taken from his house given to him. It is now part of the official record. I don't know if it's going to lead to any prosecution, but if he had classified information that should not.
We lost that, but the senator talking about the
no senator is above the law.
This,
no member of the House
of this this ongoing process, saying that it is indeed an issue of law and order, and he says nobody is above the law. But again, here is Senator Dick Durbin talking more about how to restore trust in the Department of Justice and the FBI for some who are distrusting now.
The bottom line is this: they are answerable to the public through the Senate Judiciary Committee. The director of the FBI was before me 2 weeks ago answering questions, and more will be given to him. They've got to be held accountable, that's for certain. Everyone does, members of the Senate and the House included. But the bottom line is whether or not they've had one or two problems in the past should not absolve anybody, including the former.
Keep on getting kicked out of that one, but you can hear that the former president being targeted in this fashion, not something that they definitely want to try to say that it's all above the law. It's all above board. It's all following the procedures of law, and something I think is still not very clear in the minds of a lot of Americans who are worried about this. Real quick call. Good morning. You're on WMAY.
The timing of this does stink, just like the timing of trying to forgive student loans. It's a clear attempt to try to buy votes. It's the party of equality, equity, and equality is now trying to create more social inequality by creating four classes of people. You have the people that didn't go to college and are not going to benefit from this. You have the people that went to college and paid back their debt that will get no benefit from this. You have the people that went to college that make over $125,000 that aren't going to get a benefit from this. The only people that they're giving benefit to is a very specific niche group of people that they're trying to buy their votes.
Well, and so you're thinking that this definitely plays into that, trying to get support from more Democrats if they show, hey, look, we are going after the former president.
Oh, 100%. And they're trying to galvanize, just like they're trying to galvanize the youth base and try to bring them to their side by giving them $10,000 of the collective's money. It is nonsense. It is illegal. The Constitution guarantees equal rights and equal protections. How is this protecting anyone? It's not protecting everybody. It's going and it's carving out a very specific group of people that they want to create, make dependent on their programs so they can secure their votes in the future.
Got you down. Appreciate the call. Let's get more from Senator Dick Durbin about how he says he, as chairperson of the Senate Judiciary Committee, will hold the Justice Department accountable.
Absolve anybody, including the former president, from scrutiny if there's any serious belief that he might have violated the law. He is not above the law. He'll never be above the law, and I don't think he'll ever be convinced of that.
Well, I'm shocked and dismayed, honestly, that Republicans across Illinois haven't stood up for law enforcement, haven't stood up for law and order, and instead are standing with somebody that clearly there is something afoot here that may lead to a prosecution. It seems like, Republicans say that they're anti-crime, and yet here they are standing up for somebody who seems to have committed.
I find it very upsetting. I personally look at this. I believe it is political. And I'm going to tell you what, watching this all unfold, I am very concerned about the future of our country.
So those last two voices there after Durbin were the governor of Illinois, the Democratic incumbent, J.B. Pritzker, followed by the Republican challenger, Darren Bailey. So obviously some difference of opinion as to what's going on with the latest in the Trump raid saga and the handling of classified documents.